What it do, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I wanted to do makeup for the videos that I kind of didn't get a chance to film last week. So I'm going to be giving you guys an update on my project pan, specifically my general makeup one. Now in this particular project pan, what I have done is I have picked out one product for each kind of category or step of makeup that I tend to use every day, and I put a product in that I would like to hit some form of goal. Typically every 3 months my goal generally is to either hit pan or finish up the product, and as this is the 6th update or kind of the wrapping up of June, I will kind of talk about if I hit my goal or not with every particular product. That said, I do have a couple of things kind of housekeeping to talk about. This look I did do specifically with project pan products, eye look and face look, the whole kit and caboodle. Check out down below in the description box if you want to know the exact products that are on my face. Second, I threw away my sheet of paper that I was using to keep track of all of my project pans. So not only is this project pan now going to be affected by that, but also my graveyard project pan, which fun. So hopefully I will still be able to kind of give you guys some form of comparisons via last month to this month so that you guys can get some knowledge. But I mean, I threw it away. I was reorganizing my drawers and I simply, I guess, I don't know, I just misplaced it and it got thrown in the trash instead of kind of put back into the drawer. But with that said, those are kind of all of the housekeeping items. Like I said, check out down below, and I will also have in my description box my link to my project pan playlist in the event that you would like to see all of the project pans that I'm currently doing in 2022. With that said, let's get into it. So even though I disappointed myself by throwing away my sheet of paper that kind of kept track of all of my project pan products, I did do, I feel, still very good in this project, as every month I feel like I am slowly either getting close to finishing a product or I'm actually finishing a product, and I'm very, very happy with that. So first, of course, let's start off with my primer, and in this project pan I have my Milk Hydro Grip Primer. Now I didn't get as much progress this month as I have in previous months. That was a couple of different reasons. One, I have brought in a couple of different new primers. Also, I have been kind of shaky health wise, where sometimes I just can't put makeup on. I just don't feel well enough to put makeup on, sit down here to record, etc. So I just haven't worn makeup nearly as much as I did last month. Either way though, I'm still really much enjoying this product, and I'm enjoying kind of using this on the days that I just want to have a makeup look that I know how my base is going to last, as I am still in the beginning stages of testing out the primers that I have recently picked up. Next, I picked out a new foundation. So last month I kind of went through a whole spiel at this point in the project pan video where I was talking about basically that my previous foundation that I put in the project just was not going to work for me. So I told you guys that I instead put in my full spectrum Covergirl foundation in Deep Neutral 2, and I'm very, very extremely happy with my progress. I have gotten so much use that I am so far down that the pump is actually no longer working. So I am literally having to tape the pump out and kind of spatula on the foundation onto my skin, which I think is a tremendous progress, and it shows really how much I'm using my products, which I really love. I do tend to get through foundations in about 3 months, which I don't know if that's fast or slow, but that's just, it is what it is. I tend to do at least 2 to 3 pumps of a foundation, specifically because I like to use a sponge, and of course sponges kind of soak up a little bit of that product, so you tend to use at least 1 pump more than you would with a brush. But either way, I'm enjoying this product. It's not a live or die. Like, I'm not going to try and repurchase this, and I don't even know if this range is even still a thing, but I am getting my use out of my product and I am enjoying that. I am going to continue to kind of scrape the product down to really scoop it up and get as much product as I can. But I also think I'm going to go ahead and try and invest in an actual spatula to make it easier for me to get this product out, because there's going to be a point where the pump is going to be too short, as is indicated by it not pumping any more product, where I won't even be able to kind of spatula it onto my face. And I do want to finish up my product. If I'm going to project panner, I want to get all the product out. So I am really excited for this. I also am excited for the new foundations that are coming into my collection, and I'm kind of in the back of my head trying to think about what foundation I want to project pan next. I think I'm going to continue on getting rid of some of the older foundations, obviously, so that I can get those out and really just have some really good solid new foundations going into next year, because that's kind of where my mindset is. I'm always a long haul thinker and not really a short-term thinker, which can be a deterrent sometimes. So at the end of the last video last month, I showed you guys that my Fenty Beauty concealer was done by the time I kind of did all of my editing. And like I said, it is done. This is in Almond Butter, and this is her Brightening Fix concealer. I really do enjoy this concealer. I thought it was a really nice concealer. It was more medium coverage, so in the event that you're somebody who likes to do more full coverage foundations, I definitely would not suggest trying to mix this together. It just doesn't really work, but decent coverage and decent color. I really did like the color overall as well. Am I going to repurchase it right now? Probably not. I am enjoying kind of shopping around, trying different brands, concealers and foundations. It's not like a huge love of mine, but it's just become a unique interest that I don't mind kind of exploring right now. So that's kind of where I am at. And since I kind of finished that at the tail end of that video, I decided to go ahead and put in this baby right here, which is the LYS Triple Fix Full Coverage Brightening Concealer in DN3. I put this in because this was the only concealer that I really liked the shade. I do have another one, but this was like the one that I enjoyed most. And if I remember correctly, all of the concealers that I actually have in my collection right now were all bought this year. All of my old concealers have now either been finished up or I've decluttered because they were just extremely old and I knew I was just not going to get any use out of it. So this was the one concealer that I knew I was going to get a lot of use out of, and I've been enjoying it. I enjoy the coverage, I enjoy the finish. It's really, really nice. And yeah, it is full coverage, although I don't think it's overly full coverage like the KVD concealer. I think it can easily blend in with a medium coverage foundation if you want to kind of mix and match coverage that way. Then let's go into powder. So last time I talked to you guys about the fact that I finished up one of my powders and I only had one powder left in this particular project, and that powder was the Sephora Micro Smooth in Deep. And this is still the only powder that I have in this particular project, and what I will say is that I haven't used it. I haven't needed to really deepen out my foundations. I find that my foundations are actually starting to be slightly darker than my skin tone, and so evening them out with my concealer and my powder, which is in my other project, which happens to be the Too Faced Peach Perfect, has really worked out better than reaching for this particular product. When am I going to reach for this? I don't really know. I need to kind of figure out a time or use for this because I do want to finish this product. It has been in my collection for quite some time, and I don't find that I really need a product like this anymore. I used to use this to kind of blend in all of my cheek products to make it kind of smooth base, hence the name, but I just don't use that type of product anymore. So I need to figure out an application method to get more use out of this in the future so that I can fully pan this, as is my expectation with this being in the project. And I was hoping to finish this by the end of the year, if not at least hit pan. And I don't know, we're about halfway through the year and I haven't really gotten all that much use out of this one. Going into my cream products, so once again, kind of a last minute update. I told you guys that my Danessa Myricks cream bronzer in Deep was finished. I absolutely finished the whole thing. There's no product that I can get up. I have used my little spatula that I have for depotting to try and scrape out the edges. Could not pick up any product, and this was a really good product. It was, but it was definitely darker than what I like or gravitate towards now when it comes to cream bronzer, and it also kind of pulled a little bit more contour-y in my opinion on my complexion. So I'm very, very happy that I finished that product, but I am definitely excited to move forward. And I decided that the bronzer that I was going to put in its place is the Fenty Beauty 06 chocolate bronzer. Now this is one of my kind of older bronzers. I don't know if this is maybe the next oldest, but it is one of the older ones, and it is a bronzer that I do enjoy. I think it is a really nice color, a really nice finish. It is what I am wearing today, but it's not a love. So I figured, why not try and get some use out of it before it goes bad, finish it, all of that jazz. My goal right now is to just hit pan. I think I can definitely do that in the next 6 months. But who knows, maybe after I hit pan, I decide I want to continue moving forward and actually just go ahead and finish that product. We'll see. I have been, of course, buying a lot of bronzers. This is the summer season, and you guys know I love bronzer, and I will be doing a bronzer hunt week soon-ish. I think I know when I'm going to do it, and it's going to be quite late for me, but still it's going to work out for kind of life circumstances for when I kind of need to step back filming wise and editing wise, all of that for my channel. So that is that. As for my matte powder bronzer, that is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush in Always Spicy, and I am so close. So close. I think had I been able to really actively wear makeup as I was being able to the last couple of months, this would be gone. As you can see, there is so much more pan in this product, and there is really like the barest of bare levels of product in here. I definitely think that by next update, I will definitely be able to say that I have finished this, and I will be really very happy when I do finish this. This will be the second powder bronzer that I would have finished in my makeup journey, and I just love bronzer. You guys know that about me, and so the idea that I am able to finish 2 products that I really enjoy is really nice. And then it will also give me time to work on my second bronzer that I currently have in a project pan, which is more so for my graveyard project pan. My next cheek product that I have in this project is from NARS, and this is their blush in Liberte, and this is a really pretty blush. It once again is the blush that's on my cheeks, and I am still seeing a pretty nice dent. It is a really nice dent. I don't really know when I'm going to be able to see pan, but it does take quite a while for people to hit pan in these products because there's quite a bit of product. In case you're wondering, there's 4.8 grams of powder in this compact, so that's quite a lot of powder. And I've been using this pretty consistently since I put it in the project, which was at the beginning of the year. So I am very excited to see, like I said at the beginning of the year, how long it will take for me to hit pan. But I'm not discouraged by any means. Every time I kind of feel a little bit of discouragement, I will mix in another blush that I'm either testing out or my other blush that is in my other project pan, something like that, to kind of keep the love and joy around for me to actually use that product. The next product that I actually finished is my ABH brow gel. I'm so happy to have finished this product. It took about 6 months, which I think is actually not very bad when it comes to this type of product. And if in case you're wondering, this has I think that says 2.5 milliliters of product in here. It's a decent brow gel, but it does not hold my particular brows enough for me. And so I was just really excited to kind of get through that so that I could go to a brow product that I felt actually did a lot better when it comes to holding my brows in place. And that product is actually from NYX, and this is their brow glue. So I'm really happy with this. It is of course starting to look a little gunky because I do actually fill in my brows with my pencil before I put this in, but I'm actually really excited for this product, and I've been really enjoying it. Like I said, when I kind of did my roundup review on it, it does have a lot of product come out on the wand, so if you just kind of take off the excess product, the amount that's left on there is pretty much perfect for my brows for both of them. So very happy about this, and this only has a 6-month shelf life, which is not a long time, and I have had this for a little bit of time. Granted, for me, I kind of take that shelf life as like a suggestion, not as a deterring factor, but I do want to kind of get through certain categories of makeup and not necessarily hoard them as much, and that is definitely a category that I think I can get through and not necessarily hoard. So I'm really excited for that progress. There are 2 products that I tend to forget, unfortunately, because they're in this little palette, and so I finally remembered to talk about them this month. I definitely forgot to talk about them last month. So the first one in this palette is actually the one eyeshadow palette, or the one eyeshadow product in this project, and this is what I use to set the underside of my brow. This is from Melt Cosmetics in the shade Classic, and I'm really happy with the amount of progress that I have, although I'm very much questioning if I can actually finish this before the end of the year. I know that had I not put this in the project, I wouldn't have gotten even as much progress as I do have today. And I did have Pam before I put this in the project, but it was quite a little small amount of Pam, and I have definitely extended it quite a lot. So I'm definitely happy with my progress, but I do want to continue to remind myself to use it. And so I do try to kind of remember to pull that out at the beginning of me taking my makeup out of my top drawer, so that I ensure that I actually do use it in my makeup looks. The other product that I don't really have problems remembering to use it, I just always tend to forget to talk about it on my updates, is actually my highlighter. And this is from KVD Vegan Beauty, and this is in the shade Gamma Ray. This was from their Hollow highlighter palette. I don't remember what the name of the palette is. So it's been a while since I've done an update, and basically I thought that I will have had a whole nother third finished by the next 6 months. As you can see, that hasn't happened. So I definitely have some room for improvement in my use of this product, but this will be the first highlighter that I completely finish when and if I do finish her. So I'm not really mad, and I also have been testing out a couple more highlighters. At the first like 3 months, I hadn't brought any highlighters in, so I was really only using that product, and so I was able to really get a lot of use out of it. And in these last 3 months of the year, so far I've definitely brought in a couple more highlighters, and so I've had to like stop using this one to test those out, to apply those. So I'm not necessarily mad at my progress, but it's understandable why I didn't necessarily get as big of a dent as I thought I was going to in this last 3 months, and potentially even be closer to the road of finishing that product. I kind of skipped this, so I wanted to talk about it. At the tail end of my video when I was doing editing, I told you guys that I accidentally broke my KVD Vegan Brow Pencil, and so I decided to go ahead and put in my Kosas Brow Pencil, and this is in the shade Brown Black, and this is how much product I have left. Based on this, I would say I have about 2 to 3 months max of product that I have left, and that's not bad for me. It generally takes me about 3 months to get through a product, and I would say this one so far appears that it may actually take me 4 months to get through, which is always good. I always would love to find a brow product that I can actually use for a longer span of time, but once again, the amount of use out of a lot of these products are a little bit kind of subjective, because this last month I was not wearing as much makeup as maybe I wore in like May. So things happened in June. It was not the best month for me. And yeah, I am happy with my progress, even though I don't have as much progress as I may have wanted to have. My Maybelline Sky High is starting to dry up a little bit, but I'm not fully convinced that I want to like say she is chucked yet. I think I'm going to give her 1 more month. There's still a little bit of product coming out, but it's not doing the best with my lashes. But at the same time, I also am wearing false lashes quite a bit more regularly than maybe before, specifically if I'm in the house for the rest of the day. If I'm leaving the house, honestly, I just don't like the idea of my false lashes with my actual eyeglasses. That's the only reason why I don't wear them out in public. But yeah, the Sky High is doing really nice. I keep remembering to repurchase this to make sure I have a backup, and I'm really happy about that. So yeah, and if you're wondering, this is in the shade Blackest Black. 2 more kind of categories left, and let's start off with lip products. Once again, like I said, I don't have the paper, so you won't see an update that way, but I have done a really good job with this pencil. This lip pencil, I would say I have about max 2 months left, but knowing me, this month I will actually kind of really cruise down in her. And you know, you have to take into account that there's only a certain amount that you can continue to sharpen when you have a pencil sharpener, and then also sometimes the actual liner or the product actually stops somewhere shorter than you thought. So I think I'll be able to finish this in a month, but who knows? And I don't remember if I stated last month, but I did finish my Juvia's Place lip liner previously, which was in the shade Cola, just in case you're wondering. And this is the Sonia Kashuk lip liner, and it is in the shade Plum. Once again, this is the lip liner that is on my lips today. I also have my Bullet lipstick, and this is from Marc Jacobs, and this is in the shade Editrix. I'm still doing really well at really working on this product. I think that it's, once again, a slower going product than I would have hoped. I would have loved to have kind of nailed down maybe 2 Bullet lipsticks this year, but it looks like this is going to be the main Bullet lipstick that I fully finish this year, and that's fine. I'm not really mad at it by any means, but I definitely would love to finish this by the end of the year. And I think if I'm looking at it from the beginning of the year, this is about halfway, so I think I definitely can make it. It's just going to be some dedication for me from here on out to really remember to reach for this more and more and more. My last lip product in this project pan is from Lime Crime. This is one of their plushies, and this is in the shade Milk Tea. Now, I put this in here because on occasion I really do enjoy a liquid lipstick, and then also this really works with some of the shades that I have in my eyeshadow project pan, and I was actually getting some use out of it, and I think I'm doing really good. I've gotten more use out of it than I would have otherwise, and if I begin to kind of scrape for some product, you can start to see that there's some gaps, there are some holes that are being created because I am using this product. So I am very happy with that. I'm not actually weighing this or really keeping more of a accurate account of where I'm at with this product other than just looking at it, which is perfectly fine with me. This was more of just like a putter in the project to get usage, not necessarily to really think that I'm actually going to finish this, because it takes a lot to finish a liquid lipstick. I've done it in the past, but I was a lot more dedicated to my liquid lipsticks then than I am now. And then the last product I am hoping that I will very soon be done with, and this is the Beauty Bakery setting spray. I hate this setting spray, I really do. It definitely feels less than halfway of product, but the air, the nozzle does not actually give out spray evenly. It is quite sputtery, and I'm not about it. I'm not about it at all. So I am definitely hoping to finish this within the next like 2 to 3 months, so that at least the last 3 months of the year I can have a setting spray that I really enjoy. It's fine. It does enough that it works, but it also doesn't, it just doesn't do it. So really hoping to finish that. So that said, I think I have everything rolled in that needs to be rolled in originally, and all the products that I finished I'm very happy about. I am continuing to really just enjoy the progress that I have made in this project pan overall. I will have on the screen my new total, although I don't think it's going to be very far off of the 20 from last month, because I think I counted at least 3 of these empty, so I think I'm only going to have 21 empty. Check out on the screen to see how many products I have completely finished this year so far. Like I said, this is halfway through the year. This is my 6th update, and I'm very happy with this total, even though some products I will have wanted to have finished before. But I am just really happy to be using my makeup, to be enjoying makeup, and to be able to sit here today and film for you guys. It's always a pleasure. I always have fun. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There will be a lot of project pan videos this week and next week. I just need to catch up, and I'm slightly behind. So I have one more project pan video that I need to get up. No, I have 2 more videos this week that are going to be project pan focused, but I am going to try my best to at least present a couple of like tutorial videos this week, so it's not too monotonous. But hopefully you guys enjoy this week's videos, and then next week I will kind of get back to actually posting my like weekly post on my community tab, so you know actually what's coming out. I just needed to see me get back into the groove of things before I kind of did that, because I didn't want to have another week where I didn't actually put out the videos that I was hoping to put out. So I hope you guys enjoy this week's videos, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.